From turning a simple family portrait into total chaos to overanalyzing fries like it's a math exam, these are the funniest Malcolm in the middle openings. Starting with TV privileges gone wrong. When your TV privileges are taken away, you have to do something for entertainment. That one line perfectly sets the tone. The boys lose their TV, and instead of being bored like normal kids, they immediately turn it into chaos. What starts as harmless entertainment quickly escalates into something destructive, creative, and completely out of control. What makes this opening so funny is how fast it happens. There's no build-up, no hesitation. The second the TV is gone, their brains switch into problem-solving mode. But in the worst possible way. It perfectly captures the core idea of the show. These kids don't just react to problems, they escalate them.
When your TV privileges are taken away, you have to do something for entertainment. This is totally a trade-off.
And if you thought that was a simple setup, the next opening proves even something as basic as a haircut can turn into a disaster. Number 9. Dewey sabotages Reese's haircut. This opening is quick, brutal, and perfectly executed. Reese is already nervous about getting a haircut from Lois, which is understandable. One wrong move and it's game over. But right before she starts, Dewey steps in and changes everything. He casually tells Lois that he disobeyed her and went somewhere he wasn't supposed to go.
Mom, look! I just ripped my brand new shirt, sneaking into the reservoir, that place she clearly ordered me never to go. I don't know why I do these things that are so infuriating to you, but the funny thing is, I don't even care.
That's all it takes. Lois instantly snaps, and Reese ends up getting the full force of her anger during the haircut. Dewey doesn't touch Reese, doesn't argue, doesn't even stay involved, and still completely ruins his day. What makes this opening so funny is how efficient it is. It's over in seconds, but the payoff is huge. Dewey proves he doesn't need chaos. He just needs timing. And if you thought that was clever, the next opening shows what happens when Hal is left to handle something simple and completely fails. Number 8. Hal fixes the light bulb. This opening proves one thing immediately. Hal should never be trusted with simple tasks. Lois asks a basic question, "Did you replace the light bulb?" And instead of a normal answer, we cut to Hal clearly in the middle of something completely unnecessary and overcomplicated.
Al, did you replace that light bulb in the kitchen?
What does it look like I'm doing?
What should have been a 10-second fix has somehow turned into a full project. Yeah, that's the joke. Hal doesn't just do things, he escalates them. Even the smallest responsibility becomes an event. And you can already tell this is going to end badly before he even finishes. What makes this opening so funny is how relatable it is. Everyone knows someone who turns a simple task into a whole operation, and Hal takes that to the extreme. It's quick, visual, and perfectly sets up his character. And if you thought Hal overcomplicates things, the next opening proves the boys can do the exact same thing, with something as simple as sharing food. Number 7. The Fry Division Breakdown. This opening takes something incredibly simple and turns it into a full-blown mathematical nightmare. The boys are just trying to divide up fries. That's it. But instead of splitting them normally, Malcolm steps in and starts calculating everything with insane precision. Inches, ratios, bite sizes. Suddenly it's less about eating and more about solving an equation. What makes this opening so funny is how unnecessary it is. They turn something casual into something ridiculously complicated, and it somehow makes perfect sense to them. It's classic Malcolm logic taken way too far. And the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. But if you thought overthinking food was ridiculous, the next opening proves things get even more chaotic when Lois is involved, and she knows something is wrong. Number 6. We didn't do anything interrogation. This opening is pure tension, and you already know exactly how it's going to end. The boys are acting suspicious, and Lois immediately picks up on it. She doesn't need proof. She doesn't need evidence. She just knows. You boys are up to something. I can smell it. And from that moment on, it turns into a psychological standoff. The boys deny everything, trying to act normal, but the more they talk, the worse it gets. Every response sounds guilty, every excuse feels off, and Lois just keeps pushing. What makes this opening so funny is how familiar it is. It's not about what they did, It's about Lois knowing they did something. It's a battle of instinct versus denial, and Lois almost always wins. And if you thought that level of pressure was intense, the next opening proves things can fall apart even faster, without anyone even trying. If your favorite opening hasn't shown up yet, don't worry, because from here on out, these are the ones that define the show. And if you love chaotic sitcom moments like these, make sure you're subscribed to Malcom Rewind for more.
Number 5. The Last Drumstick Standoff. This scene is a battle, but in the most ridiculous way possible. It starts with something primal. Reese and Malcom are just eyeing the last drumstick on the plate. That's it. But instead of someone simply grabbing it, they lock into a full psychological war, testing reflexes, throwing fake-outs, and predicting each other's physical moves like martial arts masters. And the longer they stare, the more intense it gets. What should take 2 seconds turns into a full standoff of intimidation, dirty tactics, and pure sibling rivalry. What makes this fight so funny is the tension. This isn't just a loud, messy brawl. It's a high-stakes chess match played by absolute idiots. Every tiny movement is deeply strategic, but it's completely absurd because it's over a piece of poultry. And that's classic Reese and Malcom. They take a simple dinner table dispute and turn it into a life-or-death gladiator match. And if you thought that kind of chaos was random, the next opening proves things get even worse when Hal tries to teach a lesson. Number 4. Hal's teaching method goes completely wrong. When Hal tries to step in and teach the boys a lesson, you expect some kind of structure, maybe even a bit of logic. But instead, it turns into pure chaos almost immediately. He starts off trying to make a point, showing how something should be done. But just like everything Hal touches, it spirals, fast. His tone shifts, his logic falls apart, and before you know it, the lesson isn't even clear anymore. What makes this opening so funny is how quickly Hal loses control. He starts as the authority and ends up just as chaotic as the kids. It's that classic Hal energy. Confident at the start, completely off the rails by the end. And compared to the sibling chaos we just saw, this proves the kids didn't invent it. They inherited it.
And if you thought that kind of chaos was controlled, the next opening proves things get even worse when Lois tries to force perfection. Number 3. The Family Portrait Disaster. This opening is the perfect example of Lois trying to force order, and the universe refusing to cooperate. All she wants is a simple family photo. One normal picture where everyone looks good, stands still, and behaves. That's it. But with this family, that's impossible. From the moment they arrive, everything starts going wrong. The boys won't stand still. They argue over positions, and even small details like expressions turn into problems. Lois tries to control every little thing, counting down, demanding perfection, and raising the pressure higher and higher. And the more she pushes, the worse it gets. What makes this opening so funny is the inevitability. Everyone knows it's gonna fail, but Lois refuses to accept it. It's control versus chaos, and chaos always wins. And if you thought that was stressful, the next opening proves things can get even more intense when fear is involved. Number 2, Dewey hides from the doctor. This opening starts simple and turns into full panic. Dewey knows he has to go to the doctor, and instead of accepting it, he disappears completely. At first, it's just confusion. His parents call out for him, thinking he's somewhere in the house. But as the seconds pass and there's no response, that confusion turns into concern. And then full panic. They search everywhere, calling his name louder and louder, trying to figure out where he could have gone. Meanwhile, Dewey is quietly hiding, completely in control of the situation. What makes this opening so funny is the contrast. The parents are spiraling. Dewey is calm. It's such a simple idea, but the execution makes it feel huge. And somehow, even this level of chaos doesn't take the top spot. Because the number 1 opening isn't just funny. It's everything this show does best, all in one moment.
Number 1. Who wants to make $5? This is the perfect cold open because it does everything in seconds. Something clearly went wrong, and Hal is standing there trying to figure out what happened. You expect a typical parent reaction, questioning, investigating, maybe even yelling. But instead, he skips all of that. He just looks at the boys and says, "Who wants to make $5?" That's it. No logic, no effort. Just a straight-up bribe to get someone to confess. And the funniest part? It works immediately. One of them is ready to take the fall without hesitation, proving that in this house, accountability is optional. But $5 is very real.
Who wants to make $5?
How?
I need someone to take the fall.
Oh my God!
What did you do?
I can't tell you. Yes or no, no questions asked.
Oh my God!
Make it 10.
Done.
Oh my God!
You're a good son. I got him, honey! I got him, don't worry!
What makes this opening number one is how efficient it is. It perfectly captures Hal's character, the family dynamic, and the tone of the entire show, all in one moment. No build-up, no escalation, just one line, and it lands perfectly. And that's exactly what a great cold open is supposed to do.
These were some of the most hilarious Malcolm in the Middle openings. But let's be honest, there are way too many to count. So now we want to hear from you. Which opening made you laugh the hardest? And which one would you have put at number 1? And if you want more countdowns breaking down the funniest sitcom moments ever, make sure you're subscribed to Malcolm Rewind. And if you loved these openings, you have to see the moments where Dewey was the smartest of the three brothers. Click the video in screen now to keep on watching.